It's gonna be a crazy moment. You guys are gonna see how fluid we're gonna be by the end of this shit. This is the start of it, and like everyone knows, you gotta be ass at it first. So right now we got like some script guide. It's on our phone, so hopefully it works out. You know, if it's this easy, it's this easy, but I don't think it's gonna be this easy. That's what I'm realizing. So we're gonna get more natural, but this is no guard, y'all, and it's that unfiltered shit. So at the end of the day, we're gonna try to talk from the heart. Fuck the script right now. We tried to write a script, man, but I don't think this is a good way to start no guard. So
we're not scripted people, so I would say that the script is probably
some shit. Yeah,
it's gonna hinder us.
Mitch was trying to tell me. I was like, you know, you're fucking right, bro.
I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, neither of us are organized enough to where a script is gonna make any of this flow better.
I could barely read. I could barely read. I could barely talk. You know.
And you're still kicking here though.
Yeah. If I was to try to multitask that one though, I'm gonna tell you, I would have probably I don't know, I would have had a stutter tantrum.
I'm gonna make you read the dictionary while you're cutting me up next time.
Yeah, as long as I could see it, you know. But
so I have a question for you.
What's good?
Why are we sitting here in these chairs?
All right, that's a good point. That's a real good point for sure. I mean, so I'm hoping that I could get like Fresno's brightest minds, you know, entrepreneurs, just people who want to have a platform to talk and speak about why they wake up every morning and they commit to what some people will call an unusual lifestyle, or maybe not a healthy lifestyle, or whatever is like not just the normal you see from day to day. I want to have some of these crazy individuals and mindsets to be able to kind of push their love for their craft or their brand, or you know, their music or whatever. Like I know Fresno got hella dope people, and I think it's just time for people to hear about it. You know, it's that no guard, no filter shit. I don't know. Yeah, so like my boy Mitch right here. You know, he's kind of been a driving factor for like getting some of these crazy ideas that I have in here into some real life motion. You know, like we are all chaotic in our mind, but we come together and we kind of put a plan to action, and somehow we autopiloted into this room with some fucking stands, and you know, like it almost feels like an unreal like moment. Yeah, like, you know, because we be talking about some shit, you know, and sometimes I'm too high to even like, you know, actually get a plan to action, but you know, we autopiloted it here because we kept it on our forefront of our minds, you know.
I think that's important to what you were saying about wanting to have people on here who are, you know, highly driven by their goals and the things that they do on a day to day. Like if you stay on autopilot for long enough, random shit like this will just happen, bro. Like, we did plan. It's not like we just sat down and set up a camera and now we're here. Like we had some level of planning to this.
But it felt like it though. No, it hella felt like
bro.
It felt like it. Because like I feel like somehow, some way, like no matter how big the plan is, if you break it down into little pieces, like we know me and you have talked many times. We got way bigger plans.
Oh, for sure.
This is probably like us behind 10,000 steps.
This is step zero for sure.
Yeah, step zero for sure.
Yeah, like I was getting canceled in the Best Buy this morning, and now we're sitting here shooting a podcast. Like the jump between the two of those things just feels like unreal, bro.
You're really about to get canceled.
No, I'm not gonna get canceled.
We're not gonna talk about it though.
We're not gonna talk about it.
It's a little filtered right here, Mitch. If you talk about it.
I had to throw the one on, bro. I had to throw the one on too.
He put the one guard on, guys.
I have the one guard on the no guard.
If y'all want to know about that, you got to sit there and you got to let us know in the comments. If people are interested, I'm going to force them to do it. But,
we'll talk about it.
We need at least 3 comments.
3 comments, and we'll talk about
3 comments, and we'll bring it up next episode.
My Best Buy cancellation.
Yeah. Oh, you better hope they don't do it, bro. It's gonna be bad. Oh man.
My goal is 2 comments by the time this video drops. Cause
I didn't set the bar high.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's just gonna be canceled before it ever takes off.
We're gonna have 3 people after you post it. We post it on our stories, and the first episode airs, and they're gonna just go down and comment immediately, bro. And then we're
just put it at the end.
Nah, it's cool, bro. They'll forget, bro. They'll forget. Bitch.
Tits. All right, now we're like in middle school again.
Yeah, bro. Now we're coming back.
Okay, so we're hoping to have better conversations
than this.
This is more like an introduction, guys.
Yeah.
It goes a lot better than the script they're trying to get us on. Should we give them the secret sauce? Nah.
Well, so to pivot from my love of the dog that's sitting next to us here. This
we're talking about Monty.
I am talking about Monty.
Okay, you're talking about Monty. Okay.
You're more of a lion, so it's all right. But this is called the No Guard Podcast. My hands are too shaky to be a barber, so that means that either Monty or this one's barber. So someone does also have scissors tatted on them, so that's kind of a giveaway. But what's up with that? Because genuinely to this day, I've heard about a lot why or how you got started with barbering, like what we were talking about earlier today with just life trajectory. But
I just wanted haircuts, man. I was young as hell. I had a whole lot of hair on my head.
Where, besides yourself, what was the first haircut? Like, what was the situation like with your first actual haircut, free or not, with like a client?
The client.
Like, no, I'm not talking
about.
Yeah, I know,
just total, just random first person. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig deep, bro. That was so long ago. I had to be like 15 or 16. 15. I'm 24, about to be 25 in like a couple days. So 25. I can tell you, I don't really remember like my beginning, my life up until probably I turned 18. It's a movie, you know. Life slowed down a little bit when I was 18, and I had to choose my own tempo. But to answer the question, let me think. I'm a little lit, guys. I'm gonna just choose a very early client.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the first client though, it really had to be I'm sure I felt some things. It had to be in my garage. Oh, I know. Probably had to be my boy David. Like I was cutting that fool's hair, and I was cutting hair outside in the patio, and I was 15, probably 15, and I was lining up his lineup, and this is like before Edgars were a thing, like you know what I'm saying, and I'm lining up half his lineup, and like to this day, like as a barber, I just throw my clippers randomly, but I threw my only clipper back then at the floor, just broke the whole corner of the corner. And I just, like, the week before, I went to, like, Sally's to buy a freaking straight edge because I wanted to learn how to do it. And David knows. That was the day I learned how to use it. I just fucking, like, you know, so, like, it's kind of, like, stressful because, like, you know, like, when you're just gaining those first clients and shit, like, you're really scared to lose them. And honestly, you don't know how much they actually, like, or you've never had anyone dedicate themselves to you like as a barber like before, like it's so early on. These shoes, you're lucky they even sit in your chair, like you know.
Yeah.
So in terms of find out, I still cut my boy David's hair years later, like you know, and he just he liked the haircut, man. He's just like I don't know, like it came out good. I made it happen, but not all of them went that well. I definitely had a lot worse later. Like if you sit here and pretend like all your haircuts went good, you're a liar. Big ass liar. I fucked up so many haircuts in the beginning. Like it was like 2 years straight fucking up haircuts. So for you guys, not many of them out there no more. But from the beginning, I have some clients. I've done them crucial. They got scars. My brother, shout out my brother. I'm pretty sure I nicked his ears like more times than I probably didn't when I started off. But
is there one haircut that stands out to you as like the worst? Just
for sure. I didn't think about that one too hard, man. So this is when I was cutting hair by like Roosevelt, right? So this is like I had to be like 16. I was cutting hair at Madrigal's barbershop. Some good ass barbers came out of that spot. So shout out to that crew. And it was a good go, you know. But I was cutting hair right there, man. It was my boy's first barbershop. He opened up 3 other shops later on, and they all got nicer. So, but I was with him. I was one of his first barbers when he was I think he was like 23 or something like that at the time. So he's kind of like the cat that showed me like, you know, you can open up a shop very fucking young. But that being said, like there's no AC in the building. At all, bro. Okay. I'm not gonna say that this is why I fucked up the haircut, but just to set the tone, this is how it went. You know?
Yeah.
Homie came in, and all my clients that I had at the house when I cut in my garage, like they let me control their haircut, and I never gave them a lineup. Like never. I just, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of how it looked.
Yeah,
It was cool though, like but when I got to the Roosevelt area, kids were throwing their shit forward and inches of hairs. It was like at the time where people were like, "Don't cut anything above this," so the hair would just be bulked, and they'll be upset if they feel anything cutting over that. And then so you just listen to them, but the haircut just becomes like very hard to maintenance, especially for a beginner barber.
Right.
And
very specific,
very super hot. He sits in, and I haven't had no money in my pocket all day, so he comes in. I'm scared as hell, and he goes like, "Can you cut my hair?" And I'm all like, "Yeah, I need some money." Like I sat there for the last 2 days. I probably got like very little haircuts. I was like 16, bro, like very little clientele, and yeah, he sits in my chair, and I'm telling you, the whole shop was booming right now. Like there was like 3 other barbers there. They had like a couple haircuts. That haircut took me at least a couple haircuts, is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of people saw me struggle on this haircut.
A few of the other barbers, they had gone
and their clients, and they're at by haircut number 2, they're looking at me over my shoulder, and just like they're real respectable. They just kind of like look, and they're just like and then just get back to their haircut and shit like that. Like, and I don't blame them for not helping me. That shit was already cooked by the time they noticed. That shit was cooked. I was just like overdoing the lineup over and over and over and over and over, and just like it was the first time I ever even like really attempted a lineup, let alone like it was an Edgar. So 2 years in, I thought I was a shit. Like, I could do a fade like the back of my hand. Right, my brothers got fades all day. The tapers, I was getting them down. It was like, but I was still mostly cutting my main homies that I picked their haircuts at, and they didn't. I just really didn't develop the straight hairline skill till about 2 years in when I worked at Roosevelt. Straight Edgars, bro, Edgars back and forth. So that happened, right? And I finally, after about a week of being like PTSD, not trying to do no Edgars after that, because I cooked that fool shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you, like
he left mad.
Nah, bro, he was cool. He just looked at the mirror. He said it was good. I think he put a hat on, bro. And he just walked out, bro. He paid me and walked out, bro. And bro, like, bro, I went on a sick one after that. I just felt so shitty as a barber. Like I went like the first week just contemplating if I should even be a barber. Like it was like probably like the first like real like life moment where I decided like damn, is this shit for me? Like it was my first time ever doubting if I wanted to be a barber. As y'all know, if y'all have spoken to me, I'm gonna be a barber for life, one way or another. But you definitely doubt for a certain moment, And this was one of the moments where I was like, God damn, like, am I even doing people right? Like, I'm fucking them up. Like, like this isn't like this. I'm just stealing their money, bro. Like, So after I figured out, like, I'm being stupid. Like, you're gonna be a barber, bro. What the fuck? Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna get a job. Fuck that. Like, hashtag no job. Blessed to say that shit for real. I've barbered all my life. But back to the point is I took fucking every Edgar from that point on. I made it like a personal like vendetta of mine that I'm gonna take every Edgar and I'm not gonna let that shit ever happen again. So like it went into a full circle when like 2 years later, homie came back. This is by the time my barber, the barber that owned the shop that I worked at first, he opened up a second one. It was like right next door, but it was hella bigger. But at that time, I got like way more reps in. I've been like cutting hair. I had low clientele. I had walk-ins waiting for me. It was cool, like And I've done a lot of Edgars by then. Like I just
practice, repetition, huh?
I just remembered fucking homie up. You know what I'm saying? I just remember the look on his eyes, just like, bruh. I didn't know when to stop, man. I wanted it to be straight. that's it. I wanted it to be straight. And he came back fucking 2 years later, bro, and I was like the only barber available at the time. He basically just said like, bro, it's good. You better now. And I was like, I don't know. I don't remember exact words I said. It was like, this had to be like 9 years ago or something like that. But
right.
Long story short, I barred his shit up and he paid me my respect and I never seen him again. Who knows if he liked it for real. But in my head, the way I remember it, that shit was barred. Like, like it was way better. Like it definitely wasn't that. So
he gave you he gave you that redemption. So
I'm surprised he did, man. He must have really needed a haircut that day. So like he must have had some
Yeah.
Some fucking female waiting for him. Yeah, he was like this.
But
My boy's like, I got a spicy date real quick.
walked in the shop.
Better not fuck my shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, like, he had no other choice on the block or something. Like, I don't know why he let me cut that hair after the first time. But, yeah, you know, I was, like, older, so maybe he's like, yeah, he has to be better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like that was my first, like, time really fucking cooking some shit. Like, when I shouldn't have been cooking some shit. Like, you know, like, of course, in the beginning, I'm going to tell you I had some crazy moments, too. I'm not a good barber by nature at all.
It took practice, huh?
I'm not even good now, bro. Like, I just be fucking, I be trying. So, moral of the story as a barber, if you want to get anywhere, you just gotta try with your fucking heart and take your failures to the chin, because they're gonna beat you up, and you're gonna if you're trying to grow under like lack of confidence, that's the worst type of approach possible. You're not gonna even believe in yourself to achieve. So you're shooting yourself in the foot.
That's interesting what you were saying, that you had that moment of reflection almost of like, damn, bro, should I even really is this even really the career path that I should be in, bro? Like,
it was bad, man. If you seen the haircut, you probably thought the same thing. You probably been like, bro, you just put up the clippers, bro. Like,
I'm gonna fix this camera, but
yeah.
I do have, bro. It's funny you say that because my dumbass, bro, that camera overheated. What a goof.
What a noob.
Nah, cause it's funny that you say that, cause if I've never told you this before, so it's funny I'm about to say this right now, bro.
I've never told you this before. So I've been going to you for probably 6 years, or
I'm scared.
like half a decade probably.
Scared.
And almost every time I've been really cool with my haircuts. But if I go through my memories on my Snapchat,
I'm scared.
I could find it.
I've cut his hair in totally different mental conditions.
There was just this one time, bro. I remember, I don't know, because I used to do my hair hella janky. Like, I used to have it, like, straight up and to one side or to the other.
He's making excuses for me.
And so it's kind of like the alpha cut almost. So it was pretty scuffed anyway. So partially the style of the cut was not necessarily my best. But I had a bowl cut for, like, the first 15 years of my life anyways. So that was just better than the alternative. But I just remember this one time.
The picture going on right here about how his haircut looked. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but he's gonna make it happen.
That shit was scuffed, bro. But it was probably 2 years into you cutting me, and
dirty.
And I was all. But the thing is too, to preface, bro, like when I was younger and I had to get my hair cut, bro, like I would cry. Like I hated that shit. So the fact that I found a barber that I would like willingly go back to was like, that's to say something anyways, because I was just always hella picky. But I remember he sat me in the chair. We were pretty cool at this point. Like I done work for you. We're cool. I just remember like he was showing me it. He spun me around in the chair, had the mirror, and bro, like inside, like my shit just snapped. I was like, damn, bro. But I was like, yeah, it's cool because like no,
it happens.
Yeah, because like what am I gonna say, bro? Because it was like I was like it was like a 1 or like a 0.5, like all around, bro. Like hard, like barely even a fade in that shit. So what am I gonna say? Like grow my shit longer and like refade it, bro. So I was like, nah, it's cool.
Yeah, hey, you should have told me, bro. I would have gave you at least a couple free haircuts.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And
at the end of the day, you fuck up, bro. If I'm gonna say I don't fuck up, y'all gonna know I fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
If I ain't seen you or watching this shit, they know I fuck up. But at the end of the day, you pay for more than just the haircut with me. You pay for the customer service and the insurance that comes with my experience. So my experience says I shouldn't fuck up. So I put my money where my mouth speaks. And when I fuck up and y'all tell me, I'm going to give y'all a free haircut. Y'all know 9 times out of 10, it's a free haircut unless I'm really broke. Everyone's like, hey, man, you ain't never give me no free haircut, bro. Fucking capping ass barber.
Yeah, I just remember like that day leaving.
Fuck shit.
I remember I hopped in the whip and the video, I was just like,
oh, you gotta find that video, bro.
Yeah,
put the video right here too.
Yeah, we'll put it up, bro. But
I'm ashamed already.
I just remember.
I'm already ashamed of him.
I was never like, I wasn't about to put you on blast, but I remember because it popped up in my shit like Probably it's from like 6 months ago, bro. Like I'm just
dirty.
remembering it now, but I think I was just like, damn, bro, fucked up my shit.
Hey, you still came back. Why? So why would you say you came back then?
Because,
Truthfully, bro.
Truthfully, why I came back is because in part the relationship that was already built.
That's right. I appreciate you.
From the previous 2 years, but also like it's not that I'm too lazy, but like what am I gonna do? Like go spend the time to go find like another barber? Cause I did that.
I would. I would.
That's how I.
That's
that's
what
how
I
I found you.
Yeah,
Because I just remember like I went to like a sports clip or some shit, and like it was just this Asian lady who I walked in. She said, "Oh, we're gonna be $35," and I come in. I give her the $35, and and it was just not like it was worse. It was. At least I'm not gonna say it was on par with what you did because that'd be insulting to your craft, but it was pretty bad.
That's what he's saying.
And I was just like, all right, like I gotta find something else. So I found you. But then yeah, like I'm just not gonna. I mean, I don't really get my hair cut that often anyway, so I just like hella let it grow back. But I do remember the next time after that I went back.
My heart sinks. If y'all are barber, y'all know y'all. If y'all ever heard a story like this, you just can't sit. You just sit there and just think back on everything. And this is a part of episode 1, I guess.
Yeah, I just remember going back though.
I'm gonna have to go back into my reps. I'm gonna have to go take 1,000 reps after this. Free haircuts, guys. Tap in. I needed to get something off my chest, I guess. I didn't know I had under my chest. You know, I know I'm not perfect, but I definitely, I'm gonna have to make up for that. Make sure it never happens.
Yeah, no, I remember I just told you, I was like, hey, bro, let's do like a 2 on the side or something. I just started like fucking, I said, just do me a 2, a fade with like a 2 on the side.
Oh.
But no, after that, then I started, because I just never really knew like what to ask for, because I'd always just ask for like a fade. And so then once I got a better understanding of what different tapers and fades look like, because what you know what I think it was? I think it was like a bald taper that you did on me.
Something different?
Yeah, it was, and I just remember that, and I just remember like leaving.
He's trying to make me feel better, bro.
Because I really don't like how tapers look on me, and I didn't realize for like a long ass time you were doing tapers on me.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like I would always just, because like that was before I understood.
Communication is key, y'all.
Yeah.
I just implemented a template for people that don't know about their haircuts as of this week. So if you're a client and you have no idea any barber terminology, sorry for the infomercial. This is for this exact reason, y'all.
Yeah,
so yeah. I'm sending templates out. Just hit me up if y'all don't know what y'all want. This is gonna be the pre-booking procedure for the people that need it, and you just basically give me a general idea of how you want your hair based off of the template I send you guys. So it's very friendly for people who don't know, and through that, I'm gonna do the hard work and research, and we can have a better approach right when I first meet you for the first experience.
So let's say I come in. Because I'm actually interested on how this would work. So let's say I come in, I say, I really like Mr. Beast's haircut.
Mr. Beast.
I really like I like his haircut. I want something similar to that. My hair is the right length for it, but I want it to look cleaner on the sides instead of looking like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. What would be your how would you take that into barber terminology? And then,
so first and foremost, I'll ask for a picture of Mr. Beast. So if they don't got it, I'll go look it up and I'll find something that's like relevant to what they're talking about, because that's where they got the idea from. And then I'll ask them like another question, like, do you want to see hair on the sides, or do you want to see some type of transition where you see a lighter color? And then they'll basically choose between a dark color or a light color, and I kind of break down a lot where I need to know. If they say they want something dark on the sides, then you probably assuming you're gonna have a more natural approach to the head shape and the hair color. But if they, they want some white or bright, they mention any boards that hint to this kind of things, then you're gonna start going down the next list of things of like deciding what kind of fade they want, whether it's a taper or a normal fade. But I would ask that from someone who doesn't know the difference between the two. It'd be like, do you plan to get lined up around your ear, or did you ever recognize the barber lines up around the ear arch, sharpens it up, or do you not see anything at all? And through that, they usually could give me some type of breakdown. And if they say they got a lineup right there, then it's probably hinting at more towards a taper. But if they don't know what I'm talking about, which sometimes they don't, then they're probably getting a fade. Okay. So
okay.
The next question is would you want the blend to go all the way around the head, or would you want it just to be right here in the sides and the back?
Okay.
And that's kind of like how I just deduct it, you know. And if I sometimes you get the really like lost individuals, and these tend to be the people that are very like just concerned about their image, and they're like overthinking it. But like it's a haircut, so it's kind of serious too at the same time. Some people take them very serious. A lot of my people take them very serious. So I tend to get these type of people, and you just take a little more patience to like understand. And I'll just like, I ask them for past haircuts, and then I'd ask them if they liked it or they didn't like it. There's like so many approaches you could go about it. You could go from if you really got time, and like if you're a beginner barber, like you guys all got time, you could just take the time to work them in the chair, and then throw 3 guards and like, do you want to go shorter than this? So like sometimes I was just trying to get the process going. You just go choose a really safe route, and then just slowly chisel away at the haircut, kind of like a monument, like a marble brick wall. So, but you just don't go right for the the perfect shape right off the bat. You might just feather it down to get an idea, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're getting close," and then you're like, "Okay, I think I have an idea what you like."
Okay. I
But
like that.
you base it off of the old haircut they come in with. If they like their barber, you'll ask them like things like, "Why'd you leave your barber?" And sometimes it's about business and it's not even about the haircut. So you can look at the haircut and be like, "Okay, well he had no problem with the haircut." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just. But nowadays, like I tend to get people to hit me up that they don't know what to do, they like, but they kind of see my portfolio and they just like what it looks like. So they just lead the trust to me, and then I just tend to naturally do my style. And they kind of I'm blessed to say that people come pay me now just for my style of haircuts. It's not necessarily that I got the like the best haircuts in the world or whatever. Like it's just that I have my own distinct style, and I feel like a lot of barbers, if you just stop worrying about having thus the perfect look and just worry about developing your style, you'll attract people that align with it and be willing to like support your business, and hope that you keep on developing your style to a better point, and to whatever you consider mastery is. Not possible, but
But
you know
closest thing to it. As close
it's
as
if you're not attempting to be perfect, then you're gonna get real content real quick, like because you could easily find yourself satisfied if you're not like looking at the really details, like like if I was to sit there and be satisfied every time someone told me they like their haircut, I'll tell you that I won't really get better. I'll just start stopping when I think they like the haircut, and it's a very lazy approach, I feel like, and it's not very passion driven. I don't know. I think the lights will burn out for me for
it's also
barbering.
not gonna accelerate improvement in any way either. Like you're gonna if you're just stopping at the bare minimum outside of haircuts too with anything really, like you're never gonna really advance and hit that next level of skill in
Mm-hmm.
wherever you go.
Wherever.
So
Yeah.
yeah, especially like if when I'm sitting in the chair with you, like I already know. Nah, that's cool. I already know that really like at the end is not the end, bro. Like you take off the toilet paper from my neck. I know you're gonna I know I'm gonna be in that chair for another like 10, 15 minutes and
Yeah.
like, you're still
The end is close to the end.
yeah.
It means like it's close. But I might call you out your car if I
Yeah,
say
exactly.
like I'll
No,
grab.
I'm out the door and you're like, oh, bro, hold up, come back. I got to fix this up, bro. Like,
It's a lot of stress, but like you got to take pride in it, And I'm not perfect, but I definitely, if like I'm gonna try all the way to the end,
yeah,
I feel like barbering should be more than just a dollar transaction. Because at that point, if someone giving me their money, I like the tip, I could just call it quits right then and there. But no, in reality, is like I'm well aware it's someone's like personal image that I have in my hands, and depending on trust in me, and I'm just trying to be better. And I'm hoping I could get people that have that type of mindset overall, with whether it be barbering, right, which I could speak home from. But my boy Mitch has that mindset, and I feel like this is why we're here today. And at the end of the day, like we've had many, many conversations like this, where I feel like this is kind of like, as you see in the beginning, it was kind of awkward at first, but like at the end of the day, like we talk like this on the phone randomly like once a month, and we'll go on like a fucking sprint for about 2 hours where we're planning shit. But now, like, it's fruition does this like this right here, and like we're looking for people that have experienced something like that, where they just set their mind onto something, and then like whether it be them and their determination or maybe just God-given luck, like they end up here as well, ready to tell their story and spread their mantra for what they stand for. We got Mitch in the house, and I'm blessed to have him on the team. Y'all give Mitch a shout out right here.
I do have. I'm sorry, I'm fucking tweaking on these fucking these visuals, bro. But no, damn, Monty took my spot. All right, guys, I'm sitting on the floor now.
Seat check that motherfucker.
Seat check. I should have seat checked.
Seat check that motherfucker.
So on the same conversation wavelength as what we were just talking about, with essentially having similarly driven and like-minded individuals on the podcast, do you think that our ruling aliens in the sky, when they dropped our egg pod down onto Earth, do you think that they were hoping that we would start podcasts on the internet, or do you think that this was just an unfortunate consequence of them putting us here?
I feel like if you believe in the simulated reality, this already happened before. They probably been through the same like arc periods in their civilization. So like they probably could have expected it. I feel like in all reality, they probably sat in podcasts before they started doing interspace travel and whatnot. Yeah, they probably have a hella alien porn out there somewhere.
Oh, bro, that's
Like just sick ass shit, like just
sick.
beyond our own mind
They
thoughts.
fucking puke when they're doing the build up intro.
Yeah.
To that shit, bro.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed they're actually just doing this because they're fascinated in what kind of fuck shit we're on with less energy power from the source. The mother server, the mother server out there just getting more lucid.
We probably sat down in one of the alternate dimensions like fucking 3 years ago and started this shit. So
Yeah,
we're just fucking.
we got we probably got 100,000 versions of this world that's failed, and like one, and this might be the one version that succeeds.
Yeah,
we don't know.
We're fucking late on the infinite dimension curve, bro. Fucking started this shit.
I'm sure this one's gonna be the one that wins, though.
Yeah, bro. This is gonna be the crazy one, bro. This is the one.
It's Pickle Rick.
I'm not gonna say that on camera, bro.
It's Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Yes, Pickle Rick.
Better than Pickle Rick. It's SpongeBob and Patrick. But
so who's some people that you hope, or some types of people, if you don't got anyone specifically to have on the podcast?
I may types of people. I think we've kind of already talked about, and we've kind of made it clear already. But just similarly like-minded people who, I don't think it necessarily matters what avenue you're.
What are some avenues would you feel like?
So
like you would want to see though? It's basically more specify my question.
An obvious one, I can relate to on some level because of the time that I've spent talking with you, is barbering. I think it'd be interesting to hear. That's not really my forte, so again, like
you probably roast me in front of other barbers. He won't even realize. Like he'd probably just say
some shit.
You say some shit he probably shouldn't say on some business point, but we'll let him do it because he's my guy, I guess.
But I think barbers would be really cool. Like any creative minds, like if you are on a similar wavelength as us, I think there's definitely some musicians that are really mid, but there's a lot of musicians who who do have really insightful and
hello mid, huh?
Yeah, there are a lot of mid-ass musicians out there, but there's a lot of musicians out there who are really driven not only by their craft, but they're driven by just, I feel like, a will to succeed. So whatever avenue they step into, they're gonna be successful in it.
Would you say that's confidence, or would you just say that's like more like determination? Or would you say it's both?
I would say it's both. You need confidence to a level. If you're not able to even start something because you're so afraid to fail, you're never going to succeed in anything, or at least you're not going to succeed in the way that you could. So that confidence is definitely a huge part of it. What was the other thing that you said? Determination. Yeah, I mean, those are synonymous. I think they walk hand in hand, but definitely you need both to succeed in anything, because starting is the first point to do anything. I also have my tattoo artist. You haven't met him, but that fool's so fucking funny.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I think tattoo, like, literally, bro. If you look at life through a different lens than just black and white, I think you would be a good fit on here.
What's his name?
David.
David. We're talking about a lot of Davids on this bitch.
Yeah, we already talked David. That's the second
It's
David.
fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I think anyone like that, large, like if we're talking like really big people, bro, I think it'd be really cool to have like some of those like not influencers, but like the folk who are like really big on the internet. Alex Hermosi, he's like a big business guy. I actually don't know that much about him, but I just know that he's like.
We want to know about him more.
Yeah, I want to know
Basically,
about
is the
him
point
more.
of the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm sure other people want to know about him more.
Joe Rogan will fly out.
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, okay, we fly.
We got Joe Rogan the bitch.
That
That was crazy. Damn, imagine that. We got Joe Rogan coming down to Fresno, California.
You give him a haircut.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I give him a good haircut. I should be fucking shiny.
It'd be crisp, bro.
That goatee though needs some loving. Hit me up, Joe.
Hey,
Joey.
Tap in, Joey.
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 Got hair in my mouth.
Oh, it's probably Monty's. It's not mine. What about you though? Because I know you've no fucking bro. Every time I go out with this motherfucker, we meet like I meet like 4 or 5 new people. It's just ridiculous as fuck.
Man, honestly, like I don't really reach out to too many people, but I might have to for this series. So if you get a message from me, don't think of me as a weirdo. I probably just really want to learn more about you. But probably some barbershop owners, man. Truthfully, like I feel like I've spent a lot of my time behind the chair, and I haven't really got to interact with much of Fresno and like on a hand-to-hand basis with barbershop owners. At least I've talked to a lot of barbers gratefully the last couple of years, but barbershop owners, there's fewer. So I probably have some people, some high-level barbers, I think, on the program because my network would appreciate it. But outside of barbering, man, probably some photographers. I don't know, like just videographers like you, but like these are like probably just creatives, man. Like creatives, because I don't really get why we do such like simple things with such determination, like
Yeah.
So I'd like to study like personalities and try to create some type of guideline or some type of manuscript of life, So I like to align myself with people like that. So
Yeah, like-minded.
like-minded, probably some exactly opposite people with me too, though, for sure. Because like you can't even describe like what you are if you don't know what the exact opposite is.
Right. I think we should get some. Never mind.
Let me hear it, bro. My boy, this is why you got canceled at Best Buy. So 3 comments, bro. 3 comments is all it takes. He'll let you know about the Best Buy turnaround, or I'll let you know.
I was gonna say we should get some. That part,
I don't even feel like I'm comfortable putting my face in front of my reaction to this shit. Like, I can't even show my reaction to what you just said right now.
We'll just audio cut that, and they'll just never know what the fuck I just said. But hey, bro.
I'm gonna get canceled because of Mitch. Hey, keep this between like separate. Him and me are separate entities.
We are separate entities.
Okay.
But we're also one in the same.
We're one.
So.
We're one. But if he gets canceled, it's not me. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, are you sure?
Yeah. But if I get canceled, it's 100% Mitch. It's all up to Mitch. It was all Mitch. He scripted me. Bro, he was like, bro, you're gonna say this is gonna be great.
You have free will if you agree to read the script.
No guard. No guard.
No guard. Except the one that I had to put on at the beginning of the podcast.
Hey, that no guard's a bitch, bro. You dig a little too deep, you get burnt. That's all I gotta say. Dig a little too deep, you get burnt. Now you're walking away with a chili bowl haircut, like the one you took 2 years in. Yeah,
Never walking away.
That was the no guard technique, y'all. If y'all don't know.
It damn near was. It wasn't though.
All right, bro. You're joking about this too much. Let's keep it pushing. It's not funny.
I think it's pretty funny.
All right, bro. I'm gonna cancel you next episode.
Bro, I'm the one who.
You ain't cancel next episode, G.
You're fucking capping, bro. I'm the one who walked out the shop looking like Joe Rogan, bro. I should be mad.
Fuck. Joe Rogan is handsome, at least.
Yeah, I didn't have the facial build though. It was just a haircut.
Stay handsome.
Stay fucking very handsome. We're just gonna pull over the whole setup. No more podcast, guys. We're done. We go fucking back, bro. That's crazy.
Little Tekka type beat.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
right.
that shit was
My
crazy.
boy popped a couple Addies. My boy was like fucking 12 or some shit editing my videos. And that fool just popped a couple Addies. And that boy was me and him were on Discord, I think, or split screen
Yeah,
or some
we were
shit.
just sitting on
Yeah, where I was just like, yeah, that shit's going hard. That boy was like live cutting that shit, just slapping Lil Tecca. Yeah, that shit was crazy video. That's when I seen that fool's skills and I was like, you know what? That's tight. And then I like copied half of his fucking swiping techniques. I was like, for sure.
It's free
He
game.
he basically just put me onto a whole other idea of videography that I never thought about.
If you're not a
B-roll.
videographer, yeah, exactly. If you're not a
B-roll.
videographer and you take my sauce, that's cool. But if you're a videographer and you take my sauce, you're a bitch, bro. But it's cool. It's free game at the end of the day.
I
like
took a little bit of the sauce and I made some fucking spaghetti.
spaghetti and meatballs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put
No,
it brought to fruition.
all
Skipped a little 3 years of his fucking practice. I ain't afraid to say it. And then I went on my own tangent.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, I mean, you can't learn without having other art to draw inspiration from. So like at the end of the day,
You
like
gotta have an idea what's good before you do good.
yeah, like I've been doing this for a long ass time and I developed a lot of my artistic eye by myself. But at the end of the day, like if I see something that's really cool that I like, I'm gonna draw inspiration from it and vice versa with anyone
Yeah.
with what I do. So like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, I see I mean, there's sometimes where it'll be like, if you put something out and I mean you're probably the same way because
Yeah.
you're in the content game. So like you put out a piece of content, someone else puts out something a week later that's hella similar, you're like, all right, bro, you definitely like swipe that shit for me, but it's cool. Like I'm not gonna
You
hate
get
on
really used to that in life
Yeah,
in general.
exactly.
Outside of, I don't think I had that exact feeling in videos, but definitely in life. If you definitely gotta acquire the taste and learn to like reprogram that into some love, cause like
Yeah, exactly.
it's love.
You can't spend that time hating.
Yeah,
bro.
but
I was the fat ugly kid, so no one ever copied my sauce, bro. I had good sauce too, but no one wanted.
hey, the sauce, bro. I told you the sauce, G. I learned how to do a lot of my what's it called? So I was like hella camera handheld at the time, and he was like straight fucking DSLR. I think this is the terminology. Some crazy.
Well, we were both handheld. I mean, it was just the you were using your phone.
This is on some like technological standpoint though.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
you're in,
using
like,
I
different
was using a DSLR. He was using his.
So I just basically saw what he was doing on this big ass camera, and I was like, I could do that with my fucking iPhone, and it helped my editing so much. Like I wanted to make cool ass transitions so bad, but I didn't know how they did it. I saw how people swiped it together. I knew I wanted to do B-roll, but I didn't never seen someone in live be like. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's just like, I think the way that your dramatic style of like flipping it so hard, because the way you have a flippy ass B-roll, I feel like that's the shit that like, really installed the idea of how to get the effect though. Because like after watching you do it, I realized everyone does it to a certain extent though.
Right.
Like,
It's movement.
it's movement, but like if I didn't see Mitch do it, I would never caught on to the concept though. He was all like, oh, it's movement. It's movement, and then I basically got my own little flick and shit like that. But it just downloaded a lot of just trial and error. Just skip that shit. I feel like
Yeah.
I shout out to my boy.
Yeah. We got off on a tangent for sure. I think we wrap here just because we do have other items on the checklist to attend to.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
So clap. We're gonna probably try to create some type of maybe this is gonna be a bonus episode. So this is probably not gonna be the one we air as our first episode. But you guys made it to this episode, then it took off, and hopefully you guys have patience to see our awkwardness and what more. But yeah, episode 1, we're gonna probably stash the next 3. That's the game plan. And then hopefully we get some new creative people and new types of minds in this bitch, and we kind of showcase what Fresno has to offer. So
If you've made it this far, maybe this is the first, maybe this is the 15th, the 100th episode. But either way, I think
we did something right today.
I think we
if
did
that's
something
the case,
right. Yeah, exactly. Either way, I think we did something right. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully this video, by the time that these words are hitting your eardrums, hopefully it doesn't have 3 comments already. But you never know.
Damn, I could probably use 3 of my YouTube accounts if you be for real. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm trying not to cheat.
This video is
I'm trying
definitely
not to cheat, but y'all need to do it for me. Make
by
this
the
fun.
time, by the time that you've made it this far in the video definitely has 3 comments. So next episode, we're just cooked. You're gonna hear why I got canceled at Best Buy, but it happens.
Sam, you ready?
I'm
ready for it.
bro.
All right, bro.
I'm ready.
All right, well, that's a good way. Stay tuned, y'all.
Yep, we'll catch y'all.
Clip your hands out. That was fire.